What's emerging from Russia's murderous assault on Ukraine is how impotent and pathetic the West is in preventing insane leaders such as Putin from exterminating human life. Now, Hitler showed the world how it could happen, and 80 years later, we allow it to happen again. It simply doesn't say too much about the intelligence of Western leaders. Maybe they're actually too foolish and too politically weak to stand up to those who pose a threat. But the fact is, an evil megalomaniac wants to reform the collapsed Soviet Union and is prepared to murder millions of people in the process. Now, to suggest that this is an operation to demilitarise and denazify Ukraine is a juvenile and embarrassing excuse. But it brings me to the United Nations Security Council, which should have condemned Russia's actions yesterday, but showed again what a pathetic, evil and redundant assembly it is. It failed to take the most obvious action, and I think it needs to be shut down. It is useless. This archaic process and veto power system in the United Nations Security Council, it ensures that murderous actions by powerful states like Russia, which are violations of international law, go unpunished. They can't even condemn a country like Russia because Russia itself is a member, and then they just veto any kind of joint statement. That won't be happening. It's as far away from democratic as you could get. What a fine process that is. It is foul. And the real truth is, it is all about Russia today, but China is waiting next in line. And when it invades Taiwan, it will not find them in contempt of anything illegal either. What a moronic and evil institution the UN Security Council is, when all it does is protect member nations which decide, for reasons of megalomania, to destroy another country and millions of its people. Deadly self-interest is being reaffirmed by the UNSC, and it's a foul stench on the entire world. How dare it even exist? What we're seeing by both Russia and the UN will only encourage more rogue states to pursue their self-interest by military means and annihilate innocent people in that process. And we're sitting back, watching this in real time on television, like avid sports fans. I get that Russia would not allow a condemnation of itself, but how dare China, the UAE and India, for heaven's sake, not share the world's fury over what Putin has done and also vetoed such a statement. There is no grey in this. It is black and white. And Scott Morrison needs to reassess his support for India and its Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Like, whose side are they on? How dare he sit on the fence over these outrageous breaches of human rights and the mass murder of Ukraine families? It is time we wound up the United Nations Security Council. Get rid of it. And the irony is, it was formed from the calamity created by Adolf Hitler, and yet today it's incapable of deterring the very same brutal European assault on the people of Ukraine. What is wrong with mankind? Are we that thick? Sadly, the conclusion has to be we must be.